Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Something Worth Talking About. Today, as you can see, is an audio show because my camera doesn't seem to want to save the videos I recorded onto my SD card. So until I get to the store tomorrow to get a new one, I'll just be talking into a mic instead. The biggest plus of this is, in fact, I'm reading from a script, so all I have are my thoughts planned out ahead of time, and it helps me a lot to make my points and not to say when I'm thinking about the next thing to say. But enough of that, let's get to the subject at hand. My thoughts on the Monday Night War between TNA Impact and WWE. Before I get into the specifics and start dissecting both shows, I'm going to come out and say this first. I'm not going to watch Raw live. I'm going to DVR it and watch it later. But I will be watching TNA Impact live. Here's why. TNA, in my opinion, seems to have a more interesting show planned. The main factor being, I'm not interested in Bret Hart as I am to the unexpected surprises promised by Eric Bischoff, Dixie Carter, and Hulk Hogan. The reason I'm not interested in Bret is not because I don't like him, but because of the fact that I'm tired of the Montreal Screwjob. Plus, I saw Bret a few times at different indie shows, including ROH, and I feel pretty satisfied with getting my Bret Hart fill for the next few years. Anyway, I read Bret's book, I read Shawn's book, I read Triple H's book even. I know, shocking. So I got the story from 3 different sides and pieced it together and pieced my interpretation of what happened together from all of that, and was satisfied and done with it a year ago. Well, actually a few years ago, if I think about it correctly. Now to come and revive a past incident 12 years later, I kinda doesn't have the same impact it would have had if it were only a year or 2 after the incident. With that, my conclusion of Bret Hart coming back to confront Vince, in my opinion, I don't care. I got the story and was done with it a long time ago. It's time to look at the future, not the past. That seems to be what TNA is doing. They are going to make dramatic changes to their company and bring in more big names to push the younger talent even further up the ladder. TNA President Dixie Carter said in an interview with The Sun, it's a UK newspaper, and I quote, "I think Terry, Hulk Hogan, has an amazing eye for talent, and with all these people you readers are mentioning, referring to AJ, Joe, Desmond Wolfe, etc., his goal is to make them household names. He's not coming in worried about Hulk Hogan and making sure Hulk Hogan is getting over. That's not his job. His job is to get TNA over." So with that said, let's talk about TNA, what TNA has planned for tomorrow. A few of these things are still considered rumors. Others have been confirmed and announced, and I'll let you know which ones are still rumors and which ones are true. First 3 things are confirmed matches for tonight. The first being a TNA Knockout World Championship match between ODB and Tara. The second being a Knockout Tag Team title match between the champions Taylor Wilde and Sarita versus Awesome Kong and Hamada. And third being a Steel Asylum match for the X Division Championship. My thoughts on the ODB versus Tara match. They had a horrible match at Final Resolution, so I'm thinking they are going for a take 2 here. Personally, I don't have high hopes for this match. I'm a fan of ODB, and I love her little heel run right now, but I don't like Tara. I never did. Even when she was Victoria in WWE, she was never fun to watch to me, and with them coming off an atrocious match at Final Resolution, I'm expecting this match to blow. My thoughts on Kong and Hamada versus Taylor and Sarita, I like it. It's funny because I kind of was thinking to myself 2 weeks ago, wouldn't it be awesome to see Hamada and Kong join forces and dominate everyone? And lo and behold, I get my wish. So yeah, I'm excited for this one, and I have a feeling it will deliver, so I'm looking forward to it. The Steel Asylum match for the X Division belt, Spot Fest. All I have to say. And I like Spot Fest, so yeah, I'm gonna dig this one too. Okay, that's it for the confirmed matches for tonight's Impact. Now let's look at some confirmed debuts and appearances. From now on, the rest of the show contains possible spoilers for tonight, so if you don't want to know too much about what's going to happen on Impact, please turn off the video now. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Okay, that should be enough time for them to pause and go somewhere else. The first one was confirmed a week ago, and I covered it in episode 1 of SWTA, that the Young Bucks are going to make their TNA debut. You all know how excited I am about this already, so I'm not going to talk about this too much. All I'm going to say is that they better have them go up against the Motor City Machine Guns. That's all I got to say about that right now. Next, we have the confirmed and blatantly obvious return of Scott Hall to TNA. The pictures you're seeing now are courtesy of WrestleNews.com and show Scott at the Hulk Hogan's Welcome to TNA party yesterday. He is most definitely going to be teaming up with Kevin Nash for an outsider reunion, and Kevin Nash is most likely going to be cashing in his tag team title shot briefcase to face the British Invasion for the belts. We can also expect Sean X-Pac Waltman to make his return and possibly run in on that match to make the Outsiders the new tag team champions. That's just my opinion of how I would probably do it and the thing most likely to happen. Another surprise that was confirmed 2 days ago was the fact that Angelina Love of the Beautiful People has signed a new contract with TNA and is scheduled to return tonight as well. All I have to say to this is get Lacey Von Erich out of TNA. Don't let her come back until she learns a few more things from Daddy. Bubba the Love Sponge, one of Hogan's, quote, friends, confirmed today on his Twitter that he's going to be the new backstage guy and will be on camera a few times during tonight's show. So I guess that means Christy Hemme has been taken off of interview duty. Whatever. Oh, I do have a quick update about my last episode about Rob Van Dam coming to TNA and showing up on tonight's Impact. It's now confirmed that RVD will not be in attendance for tonight's show, and he has in fact posted the following on his blog. And I quote, "The wrestling business is exciting for the first time in quite a while. This Monday kicks off the new ratings war between WWE and TNA. Like I have to tell you, I admit I am interested in the hype. In fact, I feel like I'm involved with this new era just because of the ginormous rumors involving me on a return. I'm going to say this, even though I know it won't do much good. Don't be mad at me that you tuned in to see your favorite wrestler and I wasn't there. I'm going to be watching with you." There you have it. So RVD is not going to be at Impact, guys. That is confirmed. Another former WWE talent is on his way to TNA as well. Shannon Moore was called into the Impact Zone and is scheduled to be there tonight. More the merrier. I really don't have an opinion of him. And lastly, this piece of news comes from Dixie Carter's Twitter page. I'll let all of you out there take from it what you will. I'm not going to give an opinion on it. It is what it is. Heard Jeff Hardy is going to crash the party tomorrow. Everyone is welcome. Gonna be fun. Yeah. Well, that's all I have today, guys. Tonight's Impact looks like it's shaping up to be a monumentous occasion and everyone is invited. Even all you WWE marks. I'll be on Skype during the show, chatting with whoever. If you want my initial thoughts as it happens, come join me. In closing, whatever you people tune in to watch tonight, just remember one thing: the only group that wins tonight is us wrestling fans. Good night, everybody.